Hello everyone and welcome to a very exciting video. There were a lot of good chess attackers throughout the whole chess history, but this guy was doing it back in 1850s and late 1850s. That's insane. And the game I'm about to show you, I hope you've seen it before, because if you've never seen this game before, then it means you probably have never studied chess. Because that's probably the first thing I learned when I was 10 years old, when I got into chess. And in my opinion, you gotta study the classics, you gotta study from the very beginning, you gotta know the chess history. And Paul Morphy was was one of the legends of the game. Until this day now, some of his games are still insanely, relative. And in my opinion, the game I'm about to show you is absolutely insane. So he started with e4. We don't know the ratings, we don't know anything, but we know the moves, we know the engine. You will see the evil bar, you have everything. e5, knight f3, d6, Philidor defense, and now d4. And now first mistake, bishop g4. What's surprising to me is that people, let's say I do my educational speedruns, you can go check them out. People still play bishop g4 from time to time. They think it's a good pin. But guess what? Simple d takes e5 just almost wins the game. D takes e5 and white gets an insane advantage. And this game, demonstrates it in a very, very, passionate way. Let's put it that way. Bishop f3, queen takes, now d takes e5. How some people might actually play, let's say, again in the speedruns, d takes e5, d takes e5, takes, knight f5, and some people might play f6, forgetting about bishop on g4, forgetting about fork. Of course, I'll take the bishop. I don't want to fork. But yeah, people blunder like that. And 500s, yes, unfortunately, they don't study the classics. But okay, even bishop f, that's probably best. Takes, and now bishop c4, attacking the pawn on f7. Now they have to protect it somehow. Knight f6, which was played in the game, is not best. According to the computer, the best move is to play queen f6 and block the f file for the queen. And then if, let's say, queen b3, you might think of some b6, yes, passive, but knight f6 was played. But knight f6 is a terrible move, because Paul Morphy immediately uses this mistake. Queen goes to b3. Guess what? 1850s. Can you even freaking imagine? Some beginners this day don't play as well as this guy did in 1850. I'm probably not playing as well as this guy did in 1850. And that's insane. He didn't have as much information. But probably, you know what I think? Like, let's say myself right now, I could probably, Paul Morphy, probably IM level player, so I think I would easily hold against him, considering the level of theory and the level of knowledge. Of course, that will eventually transition, because he would learn a lot of new things in the current era, but let's say I go back in time to 1850s with my knowledge right now, I think I could win a match against him. Practically speaking, this could happen, but you never know. Just imagine. I could also beat, like, let's say, 3-year-old Magnus Carlsen, right? But yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, knight c3, and now c6. Bishop goes to g5, pinning the knight on f6, and now pawn goes to b5, and the fun begins. Knight b5. So b5 is a terrible move in many ways. Like, yeah, b5. If, let's say, white don't take on b5, yes, then maybe you have a good position. Let's say bishop d3, and then you play b4 or something, or you play knight b7. Yes, that's a good development. Like, knight goes to c5, there are no problems for black pieces whatsoever. But of course, you also gotta consider that white pieces are all developed, while black skin is probably gonna stay in the center forever. Queen is on e7 is terrible. b5 came at the wrong time and the wrong place. Knight b5, and now total collapse for black pieces. Knight b7, and now castle. And now guess what's coming? Skittish. Rook d8, and Paul Morphy doesn't care. Rook protects, I still take your freaking knight, because after rook d7, rook d1, I spin your rook on d7. There's nothing that black can do. Queen goes to e6, and absolutely insane combination was about to follow. I give you some time to find the pass move here for the white pieces. I mean, this move is insane. I mean, the whole combination, because this move should be everywhere and you should know it. So it all starts with bishop d7. Of course, now you take this bishop on d7 with knight. Computer thinks it's a mistake, because yes, apparently the best defense is to go queen d7. But now, obviously, queen b8, king s7, I can take on d7, king d7, bishop f6. I don't necessarily have to take, because this is still super bad. Queen b7 and take on a7, the position is completely winning. It's completely lost. But knight d7, why is it a mistake? Because you take the rook and what? Queen b3, queen trade is about to happen. Like there is, but there is something coming. But if white didn't have that move, maybe black would hold for a little while, because they might play f6, they might play f6. Of course, not right now. F6 because queen f6 is coming. But let's say takes, and then not take, but let's say queen goes somewhere. Let's say queen a4, f6, and then potentially bishop d6, king goes to e7, and white will need to try to break this whole fortress. But there is a small nuance. So now bishop on g5 is an absolute beast, controlling every square, and we want to place this rook on d8 square. But what prevents us is this knight on d7. So queen might go and help us. We don't take on d6. No. Paul plays skittish. And now the point is checkmate in 2 is coming. I mean, now in 1. Because basically there is no way to protect 8th rank. So knight has to take, and now rook d8 is a checkmate. Yeah, that's called the Opera game. You can Google it, one of the most famous games in chess. And if it was the first time seeing this, guys, I would encourage you to, go explore the internet, go search some other classical games of Capablanca, Steinitz, Lasker, all these guys, because I think it's very important, and it will be beneficial towards your chess improvement. But that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know, who do you think is the best attacker in current era? Is it Dubov? Is it Richie Rapport? Or is it someone else? And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.